am here with Sanchia over at the Tower. Beautiful, beautiful venue, and I am so excited to be able to kind of get into your head and what it is that you're growing here, okay? Now, I've been stalking you for a bit, and I absolutely love what you're doing. So if you can, just start from the beginning, let the audience know who it is that you are, what you do.
So my name is Sanchia, and I've been in business in the event space for the last 11 years. I opened up a location in Chester, New York in 2013 called A Theme Come True. And then over the last year, I have expanded to Highland, New York, and now Montgomery, New York, and that's where we're at today.
Take us back a little bit. You said 11 years ago. If you could explain a little bit about what you were doing, how did you get into this, and what about Orange County, did you like that you decided to kind of, put your roots here?
In 2013, I was already living here for many years, trying to kind of find my way. I had kids. My kids were really small. I was waitressing. I actually took my child to a birthday party that had an Elmo character show up. And it was the most ghetto looking Elmo that looked like he was rolling in the street, dirty. And I was like, I cannot believe somebody paid money for this person to come here, right? And that's kind of how every good idea starts. You see something, you're like, how can I do this better? And it's literally what I did that day. I searched how to buy an Elmo costume, how I could get the best looking one. And that's kind of how it all started. So I ended up in an Elmo costume at many birthday parties.
Get out of here. So that's how you kind of started into this whole venue.
That was my start to parties.
Wow. Okay. So how, and that's remarkable because what happens is nobody knows the little intricacies of that. Kudos to you for putting, I don't know if I could do that. It gets really hot. It gets really uncomfortable. How long before you realized that you had something special and you can kind of take it to the next level?
I want to say I did that for 3 or 4 years. And it wasn't just that character. I built up an entire garage full of costumes. I went to YouTube University to learn how to face paint, how to do balloon twisting. And then I had the characters, and it was a whole 1 hour thing that we would do. Once my kids got older and I was doing Chuck E. Cheese and the castle and going to host their birthday parties at places, I realized once you already have a party at a place, you can't go there again the next year. You can't every year go to Chuck E. Cheese. You can't every year go to the castle, right? And now I love these places are great businesses, but you're always looking for the next place. I was like, why can't I be in a place that always changes? Instead of trying to keep finding a place, I change. The location changes. So that's what we do.
That is amazing. And a lot of times with entrepreneurs, the goal really is to solve a problem that sometimes the consumer doesn't even know that they have. And you're 100% right, where I will do something, whether it's a baby shower or something, and then for the next year, we're doing an anniversary, a get together, whatever. Wherever the location was the year prior, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, you've been there, done that.
I've been there, done that, exactly. Yeah. So kudos to you for solving that problem that I didn't even know I had almost. It's amazing that you thought of that. How have you been able to balance the whole family life and the whole work life as an entrepreneur?
It does get overwhelming. I have cried many, many times. I have nightmares. I have party nightmares. But the good thing is that my kids are now older, so they understand what mom does for a living, and that if I'm not on my phone, on the computer, and doing these things, that we will not have a life. We won't have the special and nice things that we have. And they've also learned from me. They've learned about entrepreneurship, the work that it takes to put into your own business. And that's why now my oldest daughter is started photography. So she's part of the business. My youngest daughter, I'm working on her.
Planting the seeds.
I'm planting the seeds. She's not totally about it. But I think it's because she grew up in my business, so she's sick of it.
Okay.
You know how that is, right?
Yes. She's seen it and she's lived it, so now it's ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think with a lot of kids, once they get older, I think they realize that it's actually a part of them. The business, obviously the family, all of it kind of comes intertwined. Yeah. I'm sure she'll come around.
Yeah, eventually. We're working on it. We're taking a class on Wednesday together so she can learn something about the part. She's going to learn something.
Little by little bit, yes. You're planting the seed and you got to water it, every now and again.
No matter what, even as a business owner, there's still a lot of struggles to maintain that family life and business. So I've had to change the way I communicate with my clients, kind of structure it where you can call me from this time to this time. We do tours on only these days, and then the rest of the days are for my family, you know. So I've had to be like really strict about that.
I am glad you brought that up. I have that challenge where the problem with being an entrepreneur is that you are your own boss. It's a great thing, right? I'm my own boss, I make my own hours, but the also problem is that I'm my own boss, so nobody is telling me what to do. Did you find it hard to say no to that business? You created the schedule and these are your strict days, and somebody said, no, but I really gotta do it on a Wednesday. I know you said Tuesday, but I really gotta do it on a Wednesday. How did you navigate that time period? Because now it seems like you're certain, like
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I'm sure, you know, a couple years ago, it probably wasn't like that.
It took me 11 years to get to that point. So I like just started that.
Yeah.
I would say in the last 6 to 8 months. I was yes to everything. 7 days a week. You want to tour my place? I'm coming. Like I'm gonna show it to you.
Yeah.
It did like kind of throw off my family life. You know, there will be times where we're literally doing something and I forgot that I told somebody I'd meet them. They're like, hey, I'm here, and then I leave my family to run to open the door. I'm sure that's happened to you, but so when you're off schedule and you're kind of just telling everybody yes, you kind of get confused. Like, who did I say yes to? And if you don't have that scheduled on a calendar that's going to send you a reminder, you throw everything off. I'm always leaving my family. Like, I just did it like 2 days ago. We were on our way somewhere, and I'm like, stop the car. I have to get over here. And somebody was at my door.
Wow.
Because I went off schedule. Because I said, oh, you can't do Wednesday? I'll do it on Tuesday. And I forgot that I said that.
It's like an ongoing battle. It's very difficult. And what happens is that if we say no, then we're essentially saying no to money. And I don't know if you can share that with me. And, you know, we want to provide. We want, you know, give a better lifestyle to our kids. So I am with you 100% on that. It's tough. I constantly do that, and I constantly get yelled at. But I think it's just part of being an entrepreneur, and it's a part of the roller coaster that we're on. There's no other way to learn than just going through it, messing up, and then realizing, okay, I got to do better.
Yeah.
Now, I know, you know, a lot of people talk, and I don't think enough people talk about this, but it sounds like perhaps, did you ever go through mom guilt at all?
Like being away from my kids?
Yeah, where part of you wants to be, you know, physically with them and, you know, give them and spend time with them versus the other part of you like wants to be in the business, you want to grow the business, you want to, you know, build this out the most that you can. Do you ever felt that at all?
I don't know that I felt mom guilt. I do hate when I mess up my schedule and I have to leave them to run and do something.
Yeah.
I know that it bothers my kids. Or when they're trying to tell me a story and they're like excited to talk to me and then my phone rings and it's a client and I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta answer this.
Yeah.
And that sucks. And then sometimes like I know my youngest daughter will just walk away. She'll be like, forget it. And like she won't continue the story. I'm not a 9 to 5, like only call me at these times. Like I really do try to talk to my clients at all the time. They text me too, so that's another thing. So I'm not only getting calls, I'm getting texts, I'm getting emails, I'm getting Facebook messages. So I'm hit from like every angle, and I know that I do that as a mom and I feel guilty about it, but then I hope that they understand that I'm doing it so that my business continues to be successful and booked.
In the moment, I think they're upset, but I'm sure that they'll look back and say, geez, man, my mom kicked ass. Like, my mom was really like, you know, untouchable, unstoppable type of thing. I'm with you on that because I feel that all the time. I didn't have a father figure in my life, and I'm trying to not be that. And so I'm constantly, you know, it's a constant battle. It's just like, you know, I want to be home, but if I'm not home, then I'm not making any money. I've been there, I'm there, and I'll probably continue to be there.
Yeah.
I followed you for a while now. I don't know if you do this on purpose or not. I feel connected to you via Facebook. I kid you not. Some of the stuff that you post is so, whether it's inspiring, whether it just gives a feeling, okay? People don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. And you make me feel like I want to root for you. And, you know, and I don't know if you do that on purpose. I don't know if it's part of your strategy. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer to that, but I want your take on what it is that you do online to kind of push your brand, who you are, and what you do.
I don't know that I do things on purpose, but there are things that I try not to do. I try not to post about like all little aspects of my life. It's hard to explain. Like if I eat at an amazing place, I'm gonna let you know because I want to shout out the business.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I just have this entrepreneurial mindset to my posts, maybe a little bit. So if I'm talking about food, it's gonna be like, because the place is fantastic.
Yeah,
Not just because. I also talk about my family, about their accomplishments, just to also let people know that we're just like you and we are facing things as well, but we're overcoming. So, and I know that that could possibly inspire someone. I am purposeful, but I'm not really being like all these strategies. Like I'm not waking up like, oh, what's the strategy for today's post? It's like in the moment, things that I think could matter or help someone. Those are the things I'm going to talk about.
I love that you said that. Maybe I worded that wrong. It was not strategic. It's purposeful.
Yeah.
And there's nothing business about what you post. I mean, I can't even think of. I mean, there's a few things here and there, maybe about the events or something like that. But it's mostly your family stuff. It's the accomplishments that they're doing, whatever they're doing. I think you posted your dad dancing one time, which I loved that video. You posted the weirdo guy with the branch, and I said, yeah, that's kind of murder mystery type of thing. That's what I mean. It's I don't know. It's very purposeful. I don't know you, and I'm already rooting for you. So whatever you're doing right because I know I'm not alone on that aspect.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in Orange County. I love the location. I want to know, what is it about Orange County that you love? What's one thing that you love?
So I'm originally from Rockland County.
Really?
Yes, I graduated from North Rockland High School.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So that's where I was raised. The crazy thing about me coming to Orange County is that I was actually a teen mom. So
Really?
my senior year of high school, right after graduation, I found out I was pregnant. And
Wow.
to kind of like start fresh, start a new life, give my daughter the best opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I commend you. I didn't know that about you. That is awesome. That's part of your story. And there's many people in that same position.
Yeah.
And we feed off of vision. And if I see somebody else doing something that I'm going through, then for me, it makes it feel like it's possible. That is awesome. Then you move to beautiful Orange County and your life has completely changed.
Totally changed.
I mean,
Totally.
if you would have stayed down there, who knows? Maybe you would never even be in the Elmo costume.
Just being a teen mom, right? And like the struggle of that. And then maybe having a person in your life that is not a good person for you. I'm blessed that my parents took me out of that scenario. That is what saved me. My daughter saved me. I've told her that her whole life that she saved me because the moment I saw her, I knew that I would never want her to go through the pain that I was going through. My parents took me out and I raised my daughter out here. And she has grown and blossomed into a beautiful woman. She's 24 now. Like her life could have been completely different had my parents maybe said, you know what, you got to get out of the house. You need to go move in with that person now. We would have had a completely different life.
You ain't kidding. I have heard some scary stories. I experienced some scary stories where it can be challenging. Kudos to your parents for making that decision. That's huge.
Yeah.
That is really huge.
They were so supportive, still supportive because like later on in life, when I came up with this idea, my dad backed me up and he was like, that's a great idea. And he was willing to help me to invest that money to start this whole idea.
Wow.
So talk about like supportive parents. My parents
They are the real deal.
They're the real deal.
Yes.
They are amazing.
Wow. Are they looking to adopt me by any chance? I would love, I just come with a kid and a wife.
They're super amazing. And my family in general, like, from grandparents, my grandfather came to New York City from Puerto Rico with nothing and literally ended up like he started a small business. People were able to bless him, and then with that money that people blessed him with, he grew into this amazing man with businesses. And then it just kind of has been trickled down. So
wow.
I got some of that blood in me,
Ain't that the truth? You've got it. You've got it, sister.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Seriously, that was awesome. So to wrap this up, obviously, I'm sure you love your clients. There has to be some kind of a scary story, a crazy client, or maybe a crazy experience throughout your entrepreneurship journey so far. Anything come to mind?
One thing I will say that if someone does drive me a little bit crazy, they get a red alert on my phone. So
I like that. So
yes.
you basically kind of label them.
I add them in my phone with their name or the event that they had. I put a red alert, and then I know that if I get a call from that number again, the red alert pops up, and I'm like, this is a no. And it doesn't have to be that they were crazy. It could just be they just maybe were a little too much for the amount of volume that I have to handle. You know, like I can have like a major catering hall and have 20 people running stuff for me, but it's me running all this. So if you're gonna be like on me and like maybe doing a little too much, I still have like 20 events I'm doing at the same time. So I have to just kind of like create a boundary. I love my clients, and that's why I say I really don't have people that have a dramatic story about. Now I could tell you things that have gone wrong during events that I make sure my clients never know about.
Yeah, like you keep it on the DL,
Like
you figure it
you ain't
out.
ever gonna know the things that
That's
have
amazing.
gone wrong. Like
That's amazing.
I'll bring up one, right? I forgot to order a cake for an event. And you know that I went to every shop, right? Bought cakes, different sizes, brought them to a baker, and was like, all right, now put this together.
Get out of
The shop
here.
right cakes, put them together. I got an event in 1 hour, and we're gonna bring this cake to the event.
Get out of here. And it worked?
No one knew. Nobody
That's amazing. That is a testament to your skill. I mean, that's like some badassery right there
Yeah.
that you were able, and not for nothing, I think that's part of the reason why we go to you and in this business, because I don't want to deal with stuff. Like, I got enough going on. I got my wedding, my this, my that, my bachelor party, whatever the case may be. I don't want to deal with stuff like that. And for you to go in there and take the lead and whatever, whatever, you made a mistake, but you fixed it. You're the real deal, sister.
We're good at that.
The real deal.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Part of what you do is baby showers, weddings. What separates you from everybody else? Because I can go to an event and, do what I got to do.
Yeah.
What makes you different other than you?
Yeah, so I think that what makes us different is that we try to relieve the stress of having to find all the vendors. Because when I started this business, I looked at it as though I was the client and like, what would I want? What would make my life easier because I'm busy? And that's how I look at everyone. I'm like, you want to just show up to your event? We got you. We'll handle the DJ, the bakers, the catering, the decor, the balloons, centerpieces, flowers, photography, video, like whatever it is, I have somebody for it, and you don't even have to contact them.
Wow.
Like I'll do all of that work for you.
Wow. So it's a one-stop shop, and it's like, just arrive here, at this time.
Yeah.
We'll take care of everything else.
We have other packages that maybe don't include all of those things, but then my client is left to do them, and sometimes those things go wrong,
Yeah.
So we really do try to handle everything to make life easier.
Excellent. Sanchia, thank you so much for doing this. I had so much joy. You got something special going here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for being on. Thank you for letting us highlight your business. Where can people find you?
You can find us A Theme Come True. That's our main hub. A Theme Come True. We're in Chester, New York. On Instagram, we're A Theme Come True, athemecomtrueparties.com. And then we also have the Tower here in Montgomery and the Rivington in Highland, New York, both of our newest spaces. And you can find us online.